G'day, this is Captainoob, and we're doing something a little bit different today, and I'll preface it with this question. Have you ever wanted to have range on your unarmed and melee attacks? Well, you've come to the right place. Sword Blast adds a whole bunch of abilities in your inventory. You'll spawn with them as you load in the game, and we'll go over them just now. But before we do that, there's a little ring you must equip when you load up this mod, don't forget that. And what that does is, when we whip out our fists here, we can punch, and that'll obviously throw a energy ball. Now, the energy balls are going to be a little bit off-center, especially when I punch twice and the camera's pointing in that sort of a direction, but we can compensate for that slightly, and the reason that is because we've actually got an unarmed animation changing mod. So that's basically what happens when you attack. You fire out a ball of energy. That actually damage is based on your level. You can use console commands to change that, which is a little bit unimmersive. Hopefully in the future of this mod, if it's still being supported, it will be changed by adding the different things over in the armor bench there. But yes, there's a little bit more to it. When you block, you go into some sort of phase shift mode, which I believe that negates all damage, so that's pretty cool. We'll actually test that later on. But yes, as a little bit of a reference to Borderlands, and that's basically the same effect as you've got the freezing effect. It just fades in and out really quickly. It's really cool. Anyways, moving on to our third person animations. This one is called Kicks of Fury. I can't hold myself in third person for that long, but basically you have that as a stance there of standing still. You will go into your idle animation, but then you'll go ahead and hop around again like that, but we won't wait long enough for that to happen. Basically, it doesn't really change your movement, but your idle stance will change, and it also adds a whole bunch of attacks. As you can tell here, in third person, we're still firing the balls of energy, even in third person, which is good. And it has a whole bunch of range of attacks. You can kick the shit out of the guys that way, or this way if you're moving forward or moving sideways and just do the regular attack. If you want to give them a good old right or left hook, you can still hit the power attack button as we go into phase shift there for a second, and when you move backwards in power attack, you do a little kick there, and you can do that thing, which is actually one of those melee moves that you do in third person, which is kind of good. Hopefully that knocks people over. But anyways, let's get to the ability. So if we just go into our inventory, and we can see that this one's called Flame Strike. I'm not sure which one of these is actually hotkeyed to my thing, but yeah, as you can tell, it looks like a plasma grenade there without all of the glow maps. Very, very sad indeed. So we'll just get into it. So first of all, we've got number one is just a line of explosions. Hopefully this activates. As you can tell, you do a mighty swing in the air, and you get a whole lot of explosions going in one direction, which is pretty good. If we hit number two, we get Liberty Prime lasers coming from all sides, which is pretty good. Hopefully we can activate these in third person. Hell yeah, yes we can. And there's the Liberty Prime lasers coming out. Very nice indeed. And number three, it takes a little while to activate, but as you can tell, we're firing a lot of lasers. And if we turn around, you can see it spawns a bunch of Gauss rifles, cryolators, and laser muskets in the air. Now these lasers can sort of stag you, but they won't actually damage you, which is pretty good. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. Now number four is a ball of electricity, I should say. A ball of thing, that works. So yes, that's something when a lot of enemies are coming close to you. If we go ahead and look at this in first person, sorry. Doesn't seem to work that well. Sorry, I pressed the wrong button there. We'll just ignore all of those lasers going off. Number four. There we go. So it's basically kind of like a whole thing where you've got an area of effect around yourself, which is good. Kind of like the loaders stomping in Borderlands 2, which is great. Moving on, number five is this. And that spawns in a vertibird by looks, which is hostile for some reason. He's going to drop mini nukes, and even hurting himself while doing that. Also, for some reason, let's just change my camera into first person for a second before I stoop too low. But yeah, that's hostile for some reason. So we can use that for target practice if we want to figure out how good our punches are. Got to loot a little bit though with the slow moving projectiles, but that's fine. And last but not least, number six. I've just pressed it. That's going to continue dropping mini nukes, by the way, so we ought to kill it probably. As you can tell, 136 damage, probably isn't a whole lot, but the vertibird will actually damage itself more with the explosion. See? It also gets covered in blood for some reason. That's the most bizarre thing about it. Anyways, we'll try activating number 6 again. I don't know. It crashed because it's a vertibird, but now mini nukes are just going to continuously explode there, which is kind of interesting. And if I press 6, absolutely nothing happens. So that's supposed to be a lightning sphere? No. I think that is supposed to be something else. But yeah, looks like number 6 doesn't work, which is unfortunate. Maybe it's because of the animation what I've got on, who knows. But anyways, we'll get into Gunner's Plaza, see how these things do. Maybe a bit of crowd control will go pretty well with this thing. Okay, so here we are in Gunner's Plaza. Let's go kick some gunners in the face, hopefully. Anyways, we'll get started, and we'll see how well we can do with this. Ooh, looks like we've got a bit of splash damage, but not a whole lot of damage, unfortunately. We'll just go into third person here. We'll scroll our camera back a little bit, and with the rapid power attacks we can do, and also the quick punching, you can see that we do a fair amount of damage. I like how the impact, we actually stagger ourselves too, which is kind of unfortunate, but that's kind of weird. We'll go for a nice finisher on you, if we can stop ourselves from being staggered. Yeah, it looks like you do stagger yourself with the standard laser bolts, but there is a little bit of splash damage with it, so you don't have to be entirely accurate. And yes, it also uses the same sort of impact artwork, I guess, from the Institute. Oh, they actually kick you with the same animations. That's cool. The Institute teleporting, that's what I was getting to, before I get rudely interrupted by seeing interesting things several times. So yeah, not all that impressive for its regular thing. As you can tell, we're being staggered all over the place, but so is he, so that kind of evens it out. We'll do the line of explosions at these turrets. It failed. It misfired. And again. I don't know, maybe if we go in third person? Okay, we're having a little bit of problems having that proccing now. And now you're just doing it even though I didn't give you that command. Okay, that kind of sucks. I have noticed that with sometimes the engine is sort of slow to activate these. I'm not actually sure why the hell that's happening. Maybe it's to do with the scripting. Well, looks like the Liberty Prime laser one works. So yeah, that does pretty well. Just keep hitting him with the Liberty Prime laser. Oh, that'll get him. Yep, if I press it, it'll sort of stack on itself. Okay, hopefully this one will work. There's a line of explosions. It showed up finally. Yep, that does a lot of damage too, as you would expect a lot of explosions would. We actually killed someone else down there whilst that one was activating. We'll go number 3, see if this person dies in a hailstorm of laser bullets. Unfortunately, they don't penetrate walls, so this is more of a crowd control thing, I suppose. So we'll hit him up with the explosions. There we go. And finish him off with some laser things at range there. If we can actually hit him, there we go. We'll just go into third person and finish him off like that, I suppose. If I can scroll this camera out a little bit, we can actually see what we're shooting at instead of getting interrupted by zooming in all the time. Come on. Okay, looks like whilst direct hits do the damage, yeah, looks like the splash damage only staggers, which is unfortunate. This thing would really benefit from the Demolitions Expert perk. There we go. Okay, we can move on at this point, and we'll quickly go ahead and see if we can't stealth kill this next person. Since we haven't fired a very loud gun off, we should be fine to do that. Yep, that'll take you out. 5.1x damage. I'm not sure why Unarmed doesn't get the same bonuses as melee weapons, but yeah, that's just how it goes, I suppose. I guess you do get the paralysis chance too, so that probably makes up for it. Okay, we'll get a little bit of not gun through happening now and see how we can finish off these guys. Oh, we're just going to kick the turret in the face. Nice. And we'll go for a crit on this person. Yep, that'll definitely... Ooh, we actually didn't kill that one. That probably would have hurt hitting, just kicking the metal like that too, so yeah, good on you for doing that. Okay, you know what, let's get some Liberty Prime lasers going in here. More Liberty Prime lasers. More! I'm like Kylo Ren at the end of The Last Jedi, where all the AT-ATs are shooting at Luke. More! More, I say! There's so much that I've gone completely blind. This is very useful. And also my AP is gone. I've been blindfolded. And also everything's in slow motion. And then I died. It wasn't a very good run, to be honest. Okay, so now we've actually edited the damage of this, just in the console commands there. So we'll get started on these guns and see if we can do a little bit better this time. So fists out if you will. And we'll go ahead and punch these guys. Ah, yes, double damage. That seems to make it a little bit more viable. Might as well go up nice and close to these guys, make sure we get these hits on. And with the more rapid punching of the Kicks of Fury animation mod, we can actually kill these guys pretty damn fast. We'll go for a little bit of invincibility there as we get gun bash there. Hopefully that actually makes us immune to staggers. That'd be nice. There we go. Alright, so we'll go ahead and kill these turrets there. Just gotta make sure we get that angle right. Yep, that seemed to do pretty well. And we'll open fire with a little bit of explosives. Oh god, it's doing the thing again. Hang on. Maybe if I wait a while, go into VATS, let the game process itself. No, maybe if I use the second one again, it'll get jealous and activate. Oh, yeah, that'll definitely kill him now. Okay, explosions. Do it for me this time. There we go. So you just got to make it jealous by using its slightly more attractive sister, I guess, and then it'll actually show up, which is good stuff. And number 3 on this poor gunner in here. What the? Says the gunner. Yes, we killed somebody. I think it was that laser gun up there, so good job on you. We're still hidden at this point despite all of these lasers going off, which is nice. So we'll go ahead around the corner and pop number 5 number 5 is the vertibird. Maybe we won't do that. We'll just do some Liberty Prime lasers because I saw Captain Bridget down there. I think the lasers are too wide for me too wide for the corridor at this point. So maybe if we go here, quickly activate number 4, get these lasers firing. Hang on, that was the area of that next to you. Ah, looks like it's got a bit of knockdown to it, which is great. And those... Oh god, pop a stim pack. That was close. Okay, we got him, we got him. We'll just use a bit more of explosions, send more explosions down the hallway there. And we'll come out of first person for a second and see if we can activate those lasers. Oh, that worked, didn't it? Yeah, we're blinding ourselves, but at least we're taking out the targets, right? That definitely helps indeed. Okay, we'll go ahead and head up here and do that whole little electricity thing around ourselves. See if that actually does much damage. Oh, it definitely knocks them down, which is useful. We'll just kick you while you're down there. Very good. Okay, I'm definitely liking the ability to kick people. Hopefully that's an unarmed thing in Fallout 76. Probably not. They usually keep it rather basic with unarmed. But yeah, having kicking animations is pretty good. Keeps it nice and fresh. Let's use a laser one. That did completely nothing. We'll just try to snipe with some fisticuffs, because that's something you should definitely do. There we go. Okay, we're not doing too well with that. We'll just go ahead and hit this person in VATS, because I'm actually wondering... Looks like it's a guaranteed hit in VATS, which is a little bit overpowered, but yeah, if you're a fan of that, that's good. And we also get to see these kick animations in third person. Ooh, it's a Covenant carbine. Ooh, nice. Okay, looks like the Halo weapons are still installed. That's good. Oh, you've got a Ripper on you, do ya? I wonder if those things actually work pretty well. Since you actually fire out a laser ball or an electricity ball every time you attack, surely a Ripper would fire them out like a machine gun, right? Oh wait, never mind, it was a combat knife. That'll still work though, right? Yes, it will, and also it'll be a little bit more accurate because the camera doesn't dance around a lot whilst you're in first person with a knife. Even though we've got some more daddy animation with this, I feel like we'll be fine just to throw all of our electricity balls over at that particular turret there. Hell yeah. And we can probably punch through the wall to get to this one as usual. No, we get staggered before our attack can get through. That's so bad. That's unfortunate. I really wish the thing didn't actually stagger your player character there. That'd make it a little bit more useful. And oh yes, I forgot to use that for too much, but I feel like it'll be very, very useful in the next fight we do, because we're fighting Swan, and hopefully blocking his attacks with the phase shift thingy will do well for us. Okay, let's see if a Ripper can fire off the electricity balls like a Glock. Nope, but if I power attack, looks like we can get those electricity balls off with a power attack, which is actually kind of good because you never use power attacks anyway, so maybe if you want to actually get a little bit of range out of your Ripper now, you can execute a power attack in that instead, and then when you run in close, you can chop people up like you would with a regular Ripper there. So I'm going to drop this, and then we'll actually face one. Okay, let's go ahead and start attacking Swan. Now, I don't think our regular attacks is going to be all that useful against him. Hopefully that's about right if I punch there. Yeah, that seems about right. So only 340 damage. As you can tell there, it doesn't seem to be changed by his resistance at all. It just seems to be a 340 flat damage against anything, which is kind of interesting. So we'll hit him up with a line of explosions if we can summon that. No, we can't. We're going to have to call out the laser again as Swan gets his first hit into us. We'll go ahead and get ourselves nice and immune to that when we do the phase locking thing, phase blast, phase shift, something. One of the fucking siren powers from Borderlands. Okay, if we can time that properly, that'll actually do good. I didn't actually increase the time that it makes you invincible by the console command, so it's going to be more of a skill-based thing. We'll get some air support with a Vertibird. And whilst the Vertibird is a little bit more hostile to me, he's actually more keen to actually kill Swan there. So we'll activate our laser or our electricity explosions there, and that'll knock down Swan there. And whilst he's doing that, whilst he's down, we'll get a whole bunch of explosions on him. The first strike was definitely a lot more successful. He's coming close again, activate that lightning, and down he goes again. Now, I didn't get a chance to show off the 6th one before, so as soon as this seizure-inducing nonsense is stopped, I'll go ahead and hit him up with that. Something's definitely happening. Ah, yes, looks like we did summon those things as our frame rate just catastrophically drops. Swan's coming in for a strike, so we'll just hide at bats for a little bit, and then we'll pop out one of these electricity laser blasts there to make sure he's dead. Now there's going to be a perpetual nuclear explosion over there, so I'm going to go ahead and try to lure Swan into that. That's probably why our frame rate plummeted, because there were so many. Oh, it actually stopped. Nice. And also I think we've blown Swan off the map there. That's fun, game. Have we? Yep, he's not around anymore. Okay, we'll have to try this again. Okay, so if we want to kill him as fast as we possibly can, the best way to do that is probably just to hit him with lasers over and over. So we'll just keep on spamming this too, and then try to keep it where these floating numbers are showing up, because that is our only point of reference to where he actually is. As you can tell, we're using basically no AP for all this, so we can just hit there and keep chugging at him with lasers all day. Since his attack isn't coming for us, his AI is completely spoofed as to where we are, which is great. So actually, if we wanted to be really cheap, we could just sit here spamming the 2 key and kill him all day, but that's boring, so we'll hit him up with a few more direct attacks, hopefully. We'll go number 6 again. Doesn't seem to be working. We might get that a little bit later when the game actually processes our thing there, but we'll spawn in some air support again. There we go. Hostile Vertibird is here, but again, more hostile to Swan. He's going to attack that, so no sneak attack crits for us, but as you can tell, it's probably not going to matter anyway. Now that we are punching him with that, it seems to be doing a little bit more to actually make sure we are detected by him, which is good. We'll go for some critical strikes, not that we'll do too much, but yeah, interestingly, how it's always the same sort of damage numbers by that. Yeah, hell yeah, we just totally tanked that damage there thanks to Phase Blast, which is good. We'll throw some more explosions at his way. In comes Swan. We'll preemptively hit the electricity of knocking down Swan. And I think we killed the Vertibird by doing that. That's a shame. Oh wait, no, he's still around. He's about to drop. Ooh, I accidentally killed a red stag just by looking at it. That's a shame. Okay, we'll pop another 3 here, see if the 3 thing actually shows up. And ooh, we actually got a bunch of health back then, I don't know why. And we're going to need that health because he's just knocked us down. We'll just pop a preemptive little burst of electricity of knocking down there. And finish him off with some explosions. There we go. We've killed Swan there. And as he falls down in slow motion and my frame rate and vision slowly recovers and the dust is cleared and the Vertibird is gone, yeah, I think we can call it a video there. So a very, very interesting set of abilities and weapons for you to use, and yeah, I really like these sorts of mods. I especially like actually able to use a different animation mod with it, the Kicks of Fury thing, and have that work at the same time there. I'm just going to try to scroll the camera out a little bit so you can see it in the front. As you can tell, you go back to the standing idle for a second, but then you go straight back into jumping around like a maniac, but I guess that makes you look combat ready. I don't know. Anyways, I'll link these down in the description. I'm actually not sure whether these are on Xbox One, since most of it is to do with hotkeys and also changing it via console commands. But if there is, I am hoping there is, because I want everyone to experience this if they can. Yeah, this is a kick-ass mod for you to enjoy. So yeah, links will be in the description, as well as my Matilda Companion mod. This is the character that I'm currently playing as. Yeah, she can be in your game too. Thank you for watching, guys.